On today's Glory Days show, the Subway Series is underway as the red-hot Mets head to the Bronx for a weekend series against the Yankees.
And the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs is coming to a close. We'll talk about the Islanders and the Rangers and the rest of the NHL. We're on hockey maven Pete Torgerson.
That's great. And we'll get a live call-in from Nassau Coliseum as the Islanders get set for a 3 o'clock face-off against the Capitals, Game 6.
And the best hour of your sports week is coming up on Glory Days right now.
GameReview.com.
Hello again, everybody. Today is Saturday, April 25th, 2015, and you are watching the Glory Days show with Bruce and Disco. My name is Paul Discofani. This is my good friend, Bruce Oler. Kyle Melnick and Bonnie Schultz are behind the glass, and you are joining us on the Enravio TV network, broadcasting from Studio C, right here in beautiful Mastic, Long Island, in the great state of New York. Good morning.
How are you today?
Doing okay.
You know, in that lead-in, I said the red-hot Mets, but the red-hot Mets got cooled off last night.
Well, they were still red hot leading into the
Well, when at the time you wrote it.
At the time I wrote it, they were red hot.
Not so much anymore, man.
Well, you know, this has been a pretty good week in the sports world.
Except for last night, man. You know?
Except for last night, you know, us Met fans, we were riding a train there, man, for a little while.
Yes.
You know, the Mets win 11 in a row. They're going into Yankee Stadium. You know, I was actually kind of hoping they would lose that game to Atlanta, just so that they didn't go into Yankee Stadium with an 11-game winning streak.
Really?
Yeah, I just.
Well, they just can't get to that 12, though. I mean, it's just like I guess it's the fourth time that a Met team has won 11 in a row. So that's a team record. They tied the team record once again. And I tell you, they got the Dark Knight, Matt Harvey pitching today against them. You know, it was kind of crazy. One of the guys I work with came in, you know, Friday. After the Islanders had lost Thursday night, you know. And he goes, you know, the Islander game is at 3 o'clock on Saturday. I said, you're kidding me. He said, why? I said, because the Yankee Met game is at 4 o'clock.
Right.
He goes, you know, and he just looked at me and said, you know, that's the NHL just doesn't understand how to market things. I mean, you know.
And you know what? It actually works out for me.
Because you're going out tonight, right?
I'm going out tonight.
So am I. 8 o'clock, so the games will be over by
well,
then.
Here's my thing. I didn't know what I was going to do.
Where you going, by the way?
I'm going to play.
Me too.
But I didn't know what to DVR tonight. Because I couldn't DVR both. I mean, I could DVR both.
Yes.
But no matter which one I watch, they're going to have updates about the other one.
True.
Because they had the little scroll thing on the bottom of the screen.
Right.
So I really was so torn as to what to do. And I'm going to somebody's house tonight that I've never been before.
Okay.
So I don't know the logistics of where a TV might or might not be for the evening.
You didn't send somebody into a reconnaissance mission beforehand, man? What's the matter with you?
So I didn't know what to do. You know, so, and then I realized that the Met game was at 4. The Yankee game was at 4. I says, well, that solves the problem.
Yeah.
Because I'll watch the Met game before we go, and I'll DVR the Islander game. Now they're both on virtually at the same time.
Yeah.
So we'll be doing a lot of
picture in picture, I guess, you know.
Well, I don't have picture in picture, do you?
I do.
You do?
I do.
Wow.
Doesn't work, but I do. When they went to that new digital box, all of a sudden it stopped working, you know. But I could look at the snow on the one, you know.
So anyway, you know, we're going to talk. I have a whole segment scheduled today to talk about the Subway Series.
Okay.
The Mets and the Yankees. But the thing that was bothering me about yesterday, and we talked a little bit about this before the show, is not that they lost the game. It was how they lost the game and how quickly they lost the game.
They got pummeled.
You know?
They got pummeled.
I haven't heard, have you heard a peep the entire season, the first 3 weeks of the season? Have you heard even a peep from any Yankee fan?
No.
Right? Okay.
You're going to say you did already?
Leading up to yesterday's game,
Yeah.
they started
Chirping?
chirping a little, you know? And
It's
they were
early in the
saying,
season.
yeah, well, look who you're playing. You played, you did the Marlins and the Phillies, you know, you're coming to the Bronx. And I was like, yeah, that's okay. I know we're coming to the Bronx.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the Grominator, the Dark Knight, everything's lining up, everything's coming up Millhouse.
Right, and
You know?
we didn't face Tanaka. You know,
No.
Tanaka pitched, he's their number one. He pitched the day before like Bartolo Colon did.
Right, and you know, we sat there. I sat there, and then while I was watching the game, I was so disappointed. You know, and I understand that they're not going to win every game from this point on.
Yeah.
You know, I also understand that 13-3 is the best start in franchise history, one of the best starts in franchise history. But I just wanted to put on a good show.
Yeah, and they did not
Just
last
to
night.
shut them up. Because right now, they're going to continue chirping at least till 4:30 today.
Well, and they have every right to.
And they
you
do.
know?
Absolutely, they have every right to.
I don't get that upset about it. I know it's going to happen, and that's it. I just grin and bear it. You know?
It's not just a horrible level of upset and saying, "Oh my goodness, they're going to go into a tailspin and lose 10 in a row."
Yeah.
That's not it. I compared it to you have a friend who has a car.
Okay.
Right? And that friend, all they keep doing is talk about how great their car is. Oh, my car is the best. It does this, it does that. And you have a crappy car.
Okay.
Then
No, I
you
don't.
but then you get a really nice car.
Okay.
Okay? And you're so excited about all you could do is talk about how great your car is. And then you go to pick up your friend. And you pick him up, and he gets in the car, and he goes, wow, you know what? Yeah, this really is a nice car. And then you get a flat tire. Okay?
A flat tire, okay.
Again, it's not catastrophic.
Yeah.
It's not anything. It's just so disappointing because you wanted this to be perfect. You wanted to finally show him that you're on his
I thought you were
level.
going to say, and then you get pulled over by the cops and take it away. All right.
All right.
Not quite like that. Okay.
No, not quite like that. All right, you know what? What
We're
do you
just
say?
getting started here, right?
We're just getting started. Let's take a quickie break.
Okay.
Okay, and right after the break, we'll get our good pal Pete Torgerson on the phone, and we'll talk about the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Okay.
Stay with us. You're watching the Glory Day Show with Bruce and Disco, only on the Radio TV network. Coming right back.
For over 60 years, Hanson Carpet has put the customer first, providing only the finest quality products and service. And Hanson Carpet is so much more than just carpet. We also carry a wide selection of window blinds and shades, and our licensed and insured technicians can service any of your flooring or window covering needs. Browse our huge selection of laminate, carpet, linoleum, vinyl, and tile. Stop by our showroom today or visit hansoncarpet.com. No matter what your project, Hanson Carpet has got you covered. The world of advertising has changed. Radio, TV, and newspaper revenues have declined drastically. Why? Because businesses have realized that advertising return on investment isn't what it used to be. So what can we do about it? Well, that's easy. Advertise online. Own a local restaurant, real estate agency, or even a national retail chain? Whatever your business, InRavio can get your message out there, and we can do it at a fraction of the cost. Call today and see the difference for yourself. This isn't TV. This isn't radio. This is InRavio.com.
Not yet? Alrighty. Ooh, it just ended kind of quickly. We do? Welcome back to the Glory Day Show with Bruce Disco here on the InRavio TV network. Is tonight the last time that we'll ever see the Islanders play a game?
Tonight? It's this afternoon. It's 3 o'clock.
Oh, this afternoon. I didn't know it was a game. Unless they could find a way to avoid that that physical beating that they're taking. Okay? You know, as Dandy Don would say, turn out the light.
Yeah.
The party's over. You know, that's what's going to happen today.
You think so?
Well, if they can't figure out a way to do it.
Well, I mean, they have to find a way to do it. I mean, they have no choice.
Okay? On our phone is the only man that we could turn to when we have hockey questions.
Who can I turn to?
Like
I'm going to sing too, okay?
He's like the Dark Knight of hockey.
Okay.
But he's not on the phone, is he?
No, he's not.
He's not on the phone.
Can we put the bat signal up so that he'll answer? You know?
We're trying to get our good
Commissioner
pal,
Gordon's looking for him.
We're trying to get our good pal Pete Torgerson on the phone. We may have to pick him up later.
All right.
But by the way, do you want to know what today has in common?
With what?
With anything.
Okay.
In the lore of Islanders history.
In the lore of Islanders history, okay.
The last time that I can remember them playing a Game 6 at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a Saturday was the day they won the Stanley Cup.
Okay, I remember sitting in your basement with my brother and Higgins, drinking pina coladas.
Yes.
And then Higgins and I had to leave to go to play a softball game over at Eisenhower Park.
Yeah.
And I had a pretty
You guys missed it. Did you miss the third period or just the overtime?
Yeah,
I think you missed the third period.
Yeah, third period and overtime.
Right. But I think
we were at the Coliseum, and as you know, as you were getting to the field, everybody had a radio station on, the radio playing. So you heard what was going on. You hear, because it was a big save and things like that. And of course, the place erupted, just like the Coliseum, which was right across the Meadowbrook Parkway there. You know, when Bobby Neisman scored that goal. But this is Game 6. Okay,
it's a Game 6, and it's in the Coliseum, and it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Well,
other than that, I got nothing. I don't know what they can do to win this game.
I think Matt Martin will score an overtime goal. Okay, would that be cool?
That would be. Listen, but you know what? I don't know if I could take another overtime.
Yeah, they're tough. They're tough.
I hate overtime. I've grown to hate overtime.
And Islander time was always overtime.
It was always right. Overtime was Islander time. And I remember, I was there on Tuesday night.
Yeah.
I was there for the game Tuesday night. And I couldn't enjoy myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know if it was just nerves or whatever, just the fact that it was going into overtime.
Yeah.
I just couldn't enjoy myself.
Well, it's the finality of it is what it is, and it might be over in 15 seconds like it was in Game 3, or it could be double or triple overtime. You might be there all night. Who knows, Okay.
So, I don't know. I just think that so far, and then, while we're waiting to see if we can get Pete, let's just talk about this series.
If what? Spit it out. Come on, man.
I can't even talk about it. I'm so upset. No. We started out with a big win.
Yeah.
Second game of the series, we blew 2 two-goal
leads. Yeah, yeah.
You know what I
The
mean?
Islanders, I think, for the most part of the series, they've outplayed them. Okay, what has happened is, Washington's a bigger team, and the Islanders are getting worn down. If you look at, I think usually the big pushes that Washington has are not early in the games; they're late in the games.
Yeah.
And it's just a case of the Islanders are wearing down. They are not as big a team. And when they get hit, we talked about it last week, like you said, that. You can't hit what you can't catch, but when you do, there's some damage that's done. It's what happens,
And it seems that, in the playoffs, you also have to get the breaks and be lucky, okay? And it seems like Washington got a lot of those bouncing off goals that bounced off somebody and went in. And the Islanders haven't been able to get that. They're 0 for 12 on the power play.
Yeah, that's a tough one, too.
But I'm watching the game, you're looking at them, and they really didn't have a lot of open shots.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. It just seems that that Washington is able to get their shots through, and when they get through, they somehow pinball and go in the back of the net.
Yeah, and then the Islanders, I mean, I don't want to say they're dropping like flies, but they have a couple of key injuries that are not helping them out. But I mean, every team is going to go through that, so you can't use that as an excuse.
But now they're down to only 4 defensemen.
Yeah.
4 of their regular defensemen.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're going to have to bring up another guy, Hamonic. They were already down Hamonic before they.
And then Wisniewski got hit in Game 4. We don't know.
And then we lost Dahan on Thursday. He's not going to play tonight either, this afternoon either. But you know what? Listen, it is what it is.
It is.
Go out and win Game 6 today. Last game, you don't want it to be the last game at the Coliseum. You got to put on a good show. You got to win that game, and we'll take our chances in Game 7.
That's right. That's right. My Ranger fan friend at work said he thought the Islanders were going to win in 7. Okay, and he said, and they'll win. And so I said, that means they're going to lose tonight. This was Thursday, and he said, yeah, I guess so, or whatever. So that happened. So the Islanders, I mean, they have to take care of business. They have to win their home game. The fact they lost 5-1 Thursday night, I mean, that's a big score. I mean, I didn't think they were outplayed that badly.
No, not at all. Yeah,
it did fall apart for them. They had two power plays they killed off, but right after the power play was over, they scored. But the thing that really sticks out in my mind about that game was, and I don't understand why. I understand you want to make a statement. You want to retaliate for what Tom Wilson did to Wisniewski. But for Anders Lee, a guy that doesn't know how to fight, to pick a fight with this guy, just because he's big, he became a punching bag. I mean, I thought it was ridiculous that he did that.
If you really wanted to do something like that, why wouldn't you bring up somebody like Kalkner?
Yeah, exactly.
And let him.
Exactly.
But then again, you bring him up, then you got to disrupt a line somewhere.
Yeah.
You're not going to break up. It's almost as if the third line has become the fourth line. Mm-hmm. Because the fourth line, it starts every period, which is another thing that I was a little, in that overtime game.
Yeah.
They started the fourth line in the overtime game. And what I don't understand is,
how is that the fourth line then?
No, but just saying, why would you start that line to start the overtime? You start on the Sunday game. You started the number 1 line, and they scored in 15 seconds.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. What do you think happens tonight?
I think the Islanders win. And I you know what? And since you throw out that karma stuff, okay, it's going to be Matt Martin in the overtime in the first period, about 8 minutes in, okay. Oh no, we're not bringing out Sammy Stone, please.
Sammy Stone.
I don't want my shades.
Sammy Stone.
Talking brightness here.
Sammy Stone.
You got him.
Tell me the future.
Okay, ask me.
Will the Islanders win their game tonight?
Maybe not.
See,
You don't want my shades.
Paul, I tell you, man, this guy is terrible.
Sammy Stone.
Let's do this.
Sammy Stone.
Yo,
Tell me the future.
what are you nuts?
I told you, we need to get rid of this guy.
All right, you know what? Maybe we'll ask him later.
Yeah, tell you what, hit me in the head. Bruce, yo, what do you want, man? Oh, it's bright in here.
Yeah, Bruce, tell me the future.
Joel, all you got to do is ask.
Will the Islanders win tonight?
I'm thinking, yeah.
Brucey Stone.
yeah, there you go.
All right, let's talk about the other. Now, obviously, Rangers, They
Rangers-
take care of business.
5 games.
They are going to the round 2. They're going to obviously play the winner of the Islanders-Washington
Right.
series. Again, Rangers did not dominate, but you know what? They did what they had to do.
They won.
You win the game.
That's right.
You know.
That's right.
Montreal and Ottawa.
Okay, yeah. Montreal leads 3-2. Ottawa won last night 5-1. Game 6 is Sunday at 6 o'clock in Ottawa.
Now remember, Montreal won the first 3 games. This was a 3-0 lead. You know.
That's true. That's true.
Ottawa then, then they win the game in Ottawa. They win a 1-0 game in Ottawa, and then what they win last night?
5-1.
5-1. So, you know what?
Pete picked Montreal. We all picked Montreal.
No, Pete took Ottawa.
Did he?
Pete took Ottawa. Me and you took Montreal.
Pete took Ottawa, really? Too bad we can't get him on the phone. He could gloat about that, you know.
All right, now we all took Tampa Bay.
Right. And that's
And
2-2,
Detroit.
and that's a 6 o'clock game today at Tampa. So,
And, Detroit had a chance to go up 3-1.
yeah.
And they had a 2-goal lead in the third period. And Tampa Bay came back and they scored 2 goals less than 2 minutes apart.
Tampa Bay's got a good team.
And then they win in overtime.
Yeah.
And Petey says Tampa Bay's going all the way.
He did say that.
You know,
And he would say that again if he was on the phone.
maybe we should talk like Pete. Can you have a Boston accent?
Hey.
He talks like a Canadian anyway.
Brad Pack.
Alrighty, in the Western Conference.
Yes.
In the Western Conference, you have Anaheim sweeps
Winnipeg.
the Winnipeg Jets.
And they've been off since Wednesday. They are resting up.
And just to let you know,
Yeah.
Pete took Winnipeg.
Did he?
Yes, he did.
Yeah. I took
So-
Anaheim for that one.
No soup for you.
Okay.
Then there's Vancouver and Calgary.
Calgary leads 3-2 with Game 6 tonight at 9 o'clock in Calgary. That would be a major upset, don't you think?
And this has been that nasty type of
Yes,
series.
yes.
You know, that a lot of fights, a lot of ejections. These two teams really don't like each other. So, all right, what's next? Next is
Minnesota and St. Louis. Minnesota leads 3-2. They won Friday night, 4-1. Bounce back game for the goalie. Game 6 is Sunday in Minnesota at 3 p.m.
Another 3 o'clock game.
There you
I
go.
like those 3 o'clock games.
Yeah,
They should be played at night.
I know. Well, think about the Sunday game last week was noon Sunday, right?
And then we've got
Chicago
and by
and
the way,
Nashville.
we all we weren't all different, obviously. You guys took Minnesota. I still think St. Louis comes back and wins that series.
Yeah, I think Minnesota's going to win this series.
Is this next Game 6 in Minnesota or in St. Louis?
It's in Minnesota.
So they got to wrap it up.
There you go.
You don't want to go back to St.
Well, that's
Louis.
right. I mean, there's a lot of pressure on the
Let me
team.
ask you about a Game 7.
Yeah.
Okay. My thoughts on a Game 7, and just hockey we're talking about. A Game 7 in your building.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pressure because your fans are into
Yeah,
it.
you're expected
you've got
to win.
Home, you're expected to win because you've got that Game 7
Yeah.
in your building. And I think, and of course, I have no way of getting this statistic. So if anybody out there can do it, I'd like to know the percentage
Yeah.
of teams that win Game 7 at home. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that it's not a
in
majority.
hockey or against.
And in hockey.
Okay.
I'm not saying that it's a majority that don't win.
Kyle, can you work on that?
But I don't think it's like 90-10 or even 80-20. I bet you it's more like 60-40. Game 7 in the other building.
Yeah, I would, not knowing anything, I would tend to agree with you.
You know, but I don't know. I mean, because again, you get to a Game 7.
Yeah.
You, no matter what happens, you were the underdog. You know, and that means you've pushed that team that was supposed to beat you all the way to 7 games. So
Well, that's the way it's supposed to work out, though.
Nashville and Chicago.
Yeah, now, when we were talking last week, we talked about Chicago had a goalie problem. You know,
Right.
they had this rookie playing and stuff like
Bishop.
that. They are up 3-2.
Right.
And Game 6 is tonight at 8 p.m.
But
in Chicago.
But 2 of the games that Chicago have won,
Yeah.
they won the first game in 2 overtimes.
Right.
And they won Game 4 in 3 overtimes. So,
Those are two tired teams playing each other. So who's
yeah.
the bigger team there?
gee, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think, but we all
We'll
took
get Kyle to work on that next.
Kyle, check that out. But we all took Nashville.
Yeah, we did.
You know,
Yeah,
so
we did.
we've got Game 6 in Chicago.
I know this is
Tonight.
This could be the end
Or this afternoon, who
the
knows?
end
It might
of
be
Nashville.
that game might be going on right now for all we know with the way the NHL schedules games.
8 o'clock tonight.
8 o'clock tonight. So that's the marquee.
8 p.m.
That's the marquee game.
Well, and I think it is.
You know. And that's what we got for the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Now, you know, I always read the Post on Saturday. Well, I read the Post every day, probably, you know. But in today's paper, Howie Rose was spouting off about, things like, sort of like some of the things you were talking about.
Yeah.
About the fact that, it's just the last game of the Coliseum and things like that. But, he was saying the same things that, one of the other guys in MSG was talking about the fact that this never had to happen.
Shouldn't have been.
The
That's
Islanders
exactly
should
right.
not be leaving
They shouldn't be
Nassau
in this
County.
Right.
But
And,
they are.
And you know what? We will, hopefully we'll get a report
Yeah.
from there in a little while.
We'll see if Kevin can flag down a politician who I'm sure is to be there,
You know what? Let's take a break. When we
Okay.
get back, we'll talk about baseball a little more.
All right, sounds
and
good.
We'll talk about, I got some fun facts
Fun
about
facts.
the Subway
Okay.
Series.
How much does a beer cost at Yankee Stadium?
Oh, it's expensive.
I know it is. Okay.
You're watching The Glory Day Show with Bruce and Disco, only on the Radio TV network. We're coming right back.
Transmission of lice occurs from being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Like catching a cold or a flu.
You have guaranteed peace of mind in every bottle of Got Lice because all of our products are completely natural,
And organic.
but strong enough to cover all your lice removal needs while being safe and effective. Our professional technicians are specially trained with our exclusive proven technique to successfully comb out head lice. We come right to your home at your convenience.
Whenever you want us.
We bring everything needed to perform a successful and complete comb out while eliminating your head lice. And we leave you with our exclusive complimentary products to use for the next 10 days following our treatment.
For free.
Our technicians also check all family members who have been exposed to lice. Please visit us on our website today at gotlice.co or feel free to call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at 646-257-0121.
The world of advertising has changed. Radio, TV, and newspaper revenues have declined drastically. Why? Because businesses have realized that advertising return on investment isn't what it used to be. So what can we do about it? Well, that's easy. Advertise online. Own a local restaurant, real estate agency, or even a national retail chain? Whatever your business, InRavio can get your message out there, and we can do it at a fraction of the cost. Call today and see the difference for yourself. This isn't TV. This isn't radio. This is InRavio.com. For over 60 years, Hanson Carpet has put the customer first, providing only the finest quality products and service. And Hanson Carpet is so much more than just carpet. We also carry a wide selection of window blinds and shades, and our licensed and insured technicians can service any of your flooring or window covering needs. Browse our huge selection of laminate, carpet, linoleum, vinyl, and tile. Stop by our showroom today or visit HansonCarpet.com. No matter what your project, Hanson Carpet has got you covered.
Hey, I'm Raul Panther.
And I'm Commander B. Hawkins.
And I'm Mark Weller. We're some of the proto men. If we see you without this bracelet, we get punched in the But if you have this bracelet from InRavio.com, you can win $100.
Put one of these on, or else.
Hey, this is Chris Les Jake, and if InRavio.com spots you at an event wearing this bracelet, they will give you $100.
Show with Bruce and Disco here on the InRavio TV network. Ever since the Mets and Yankees' first interleague game in 1997, the fans in New York have embraced the rivalry. The Mets have won first ever regular season meeting in Yankee Stadium, 6-0 behind Dave Malicki. Of course, the Yankees won the next two to take the first ever regular season series. Following a year, the Mets traded for a player named Mike Piazza, and the three-game series shifted to Shea Stadium, where the Yankees again prevailed, winning 2 out of 3. But that Yankee team won the first World Series in '98, and the first of 3 straight titles.
And the series became so popular that Major League Baseball decided that once was not enough. And in '99, the Mets and Yankees began playing 2 3-game series every year, one in each stadium. The Yankees won the series in the Bronx, and the Mets won their series at Shea. Both teams not only made the playoffs that year, but they reached their league championship series. Of course, the Mets lost to the Braves in that NLCS, and the Yankees beat the Red Sox in the ALCS.
And then they beat the Braves.
And then they beat the Braves, that's right. But things really came to a head in 2000, and that was the year that the Mets and Yankees played that first ever day-night doubleheader in 2 different stadiums. Former Met Dwight Gooden started for the Yankees that day at the game at Shea Stadium. He got the win. But they switched and they went to Yankee Stadium that night, and Roger Clemens started the game for the Yankees. That was when Clemens hit Piazza in the head, causing him to suffer a concussion. And remember, he missed the All-Star game that year because of that. And of course, that set up the famous Game 2 of the World Series, with Clemens losing his mind, roid rage, and threw the bat at...
I thought it was a ball.
Yeah, I thought it was a ball. And what? So throwing the ball at him would have been better?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do you remember? I mean, obviously you remember. I went to the first series in Yankee Stadium. I didn't go to the first game. That was a Friday night. But I remember watching that game and thinking how much this meant to the Mets, because we had never played them in the regular season ever. And they shut them out 6-0. And that was one of the greatest feelings as a Met fan, was that night when they won. And the Saturday afternoon game was at Yankee Stadium.
Right.
And I went with John Zeiss. John Zeiss brought me to the game. And of course the Yankees won that game, and then they won Sunday. But it was my first experience at the game, and it was interesting.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like that game the next year. We went to the Friday night Met-Yankee game at Shea Stadium the following year. And we've been to playoff games, and there was never the excitement of that every pitch. Every single pitch.
Now, how do you relate that to an Islander Ranger game?
Well, you know what? It was, I wouldn't say it was different, but the Islanders and the Rangers have that rivalry because they played each other.
Yeah.
You know, the first time the Islanders and the Rangers played, it was no big deal. The Islanders were an expansion team. The Rangers were the established team. And
point.
even when they beat the Rangers in the playoffs in '75, it was great, but we were just starting that rivalry. This has been different. This was all that pent up Yankee Met hatred, because no matter what the Yankee fans would say to us, we could never say we proved it on the field. Remember the Mayor's Trophy game?
Yes, I was going to bring that up.
Do you know they even beat us in the Mayor's Trophy game? They won 10 out of the 20 Mayor's Trophy games.
And we didn't even, neither team really played their stars. You know what I mean?
Well, the Mets used to play their guys.
They still lost.
And they still,
the
Yankees treated it like the exhibition game that it actually is.
Yep.
You know? But
you read about Mickey Mantle showing up after, right from the bar, something like that,
But the Met-Yankee games, especially these early ones, there was nothing like the give and take between the Yankee fans and the Met fans. The let's go Yankees, let's go Mets. And it was back and forth, and every pitch was amazing. And of course, I guess the luster has kind of worn off a little bit because now it's become familiar.
Yeah, the novelty of it.
Right. And it's become kind of familiar. And it's still not just another game. Because for the Mets, in these very lean years that we've been having, it was the one day that the stadium would always be sold out, other than opening day. And I've gone to a couple of Met games at Yankee Stadium, including one that the Mets won about 11-3 or something. And that was great. That was great being at Yankee Stadium with the Mets winning.
And of course, you were in full Met regalia. Is that true, or were you kind of
I would
undercover
say,
a little bit?
No, I wasn't completely undercover.
Okay.
But I was trying to be cool, because we were talking about fan etiquette at a game, okay? And there was a story about the Washington Capitals fans at the first game at the Coliseum last Sunday.
Right.
And how the guy blogged about it, and he wrote a letter to the Islanders about how they were abused.
Yeah, I saw that.
People were throwing things at them. People were yelling at them.
There's always a small minority of Islander fans, like any team. They're going to do stupid things.
Granted, he said somebody keyed his car and they stole his license plate. Well,
where did he park? In Hempstead?
These things happen. We may have gotten out of hand
I'll tell you,
with
yes,
our
that's
female visitors. But you know what? What do you expect if you go into the parking lot?
It's interesting you mention that because when I read that article, I thought about a time that we went to see the Jets. Okay, we were sitting down low. We had like partial season tickets, and there was a guy. I don't remember who we were playing, but there was a guy that was a fan of that team that was sitting right in front of us. And the whole game we were cursing this guy out, and then, and he was taking it pretty well, and then finally we said to him and said, listen, man, we're really sorry you've been cursing you out, we don't even know your name. And he said, oh, my name is Phil. We said, well, F you, Phil, is what we said.
So, but if you go to a stadium, now remember when we went to Philly?
Yeah.
Right? We didn't wear full Met regalia, but we did have Met hats on. And
I wore...
Did you have your T-shirt and everything?
Yeah, my tie-dye
you had the
T-shirt.
tie-dye T-shirt.
So who's going to pick on a tie-dye guy? He's thinking about the Grateful Dead, this guy.
But you expect it.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't turn... When somebody yells something at you, you don't say, what are you doing that for? You know what I mean?
You say, F you, Phil. Is what you say, man.
You got 10 people all wearing Washington Capitals gear, and you're in the parking lot after a game that the Islanders won in overtime. So everybody's a little frisky to begin with. What did you expect? You mean to tell me that you were just sitting there like this going, what a great game, you guys. But no, I'm sure there was a lot of give and take going on before things escalated.
Well, I do remember that time that we went up to see an Islander game up in Boston. And I was really quite afraid that day. I really was.
But they were cool with it. It wasn't...
Well, it was cool until the first minute of the game started, and Billy Smith takes a whack at somebody, and the bench is empty for a fight. All of a sudden, you're not feeling so cool wearing an Islander jersey in enemy territory, man.
But again, we took that risk.
Yeah, yes, we did.
If we had gotten the crap beat out of us, you can't complain. You just can't. You're doing it. You are going into a hostile building.
Yep.
I mean, if this were a war and you were wearing the other guy's uniform, what are they going to do? And one of two things: either they're going to shoot you, or they're going to capture you and throw you in jail.
Or, if you're the president, let's talk to this guy. Let's see what he's up to, man. Maybe we can learn something from him.
Clank. All right. Back to the Mets and the Yankees.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a big game today, I think.
I think it is.
I'll tell you what, I really, Harvey pitched a great game, his first game. He's been pretty ordinary his last two games. And, after seeing what the Yankees did to DeGrom, who I thought was on top of his game,
you think
I think he's going to get lit up today.
Thursday, I don't know if it was Thursday or Wednesday, the thing came out about him having an ankle problem. Right? So they asked Terry Collins about it. at his press conference after the game. And he said, listen, he said, this is the first I heard about him having an ankle problem.
Uh-huh.
He says, he says, before the game, I grabbed him in my office and I said, listen, I understand you have a little bit of an ankle problem. He says, if you want to skip this weekend and give it a chance to rest, that's okay. And Terry Collins says, I can't even describe to you the look he gave me.
Really?
So
It was the Dark Knight.
Yeah, he will be ready. A couple of things. Mariano Rivera.
Yeah.
All right, first of all, the Mets and Yankees have played in almost 100 games. This game will be number 100.
Okay.
The Yankees are 57 and 42 in the games. Okay. Mariano Rivera has 22 saves. The next closest guy, Armando Benitez.
Armando Benitez.
He has 6. Okay.
6?
Yeah. Andy Pettitte had the most wins and losses, 6 apiece. Okay. Each team has swept the series once.
Okay.
The Yankees in 2003, they won all 6 games, and the Mets 2 years ago, they won all 4 games. That was when they switched to a 4-game series. A couple other things. There's been 6 extra inning games, and of course the Yankees have won 4 of them.
Okay.
And the Mariano Rivera earned his 500th save at Citi Field.
Good for him. Great baseball player.
Derek Jeter.
Yeah.
Derek Jeter, of course, is just a fantastic ball player. Now that he's out of the league, the Mets are very happy. Derek Jeter has the most hits, okay, 140.
140 hits against the Mets.
And you know that Derek Jeter is not thought of as a home run hitter. He has the most home runs of any
I remember
Yankee against
he
the
had a
Mets.
crushing home run against the Mets in the World Series.
First pitch.
Yeah.
The Mets lost the first 2 games. They came back to Shea Stadium. They won that game,
Yeah.
a 1-run game. Then game 4, which I was at, of course, everybody was jazzed up. First pitch, boom, home run.
Yeah.
And that's why we hate Derek Jeter. But he has the most home runs of any Yankee against the Mets. 15.
All right.
15 home runs. Now, granted,
He's like Chipper Jones,
and he's driven in 46 runs.
Wow.
So we got the
All I can say
Islanders
is,
kicking
let's go
off
Mets.
at
Let's
3.
go Islanders.
The first period should be over by the time the Met
First
game
pitch.
begins.
Yep.
We got to win 2 games today. Is that too much to ask? That we get 2 games today? I promise, and again, talking to you upstairs, okay? I promise that if you give me this game today for both the Mets and the Yankees, I won't ask for anything else the rest of the week.
The rest of the week.
I promise.
I'm winking.
You know what? Let's take a break.
All right.
All right, when we get back, let's call some kids that are in a car heading to the Nassau Coliseum.
This sounds dangerous, man.
They may not
I
be
hope
there.
They hope they're Bluetooth going.
Yeah, well, they have Bluetooth. I
Okay.
wouldn't have called them if he wasn't going to have
All right.
Bluetooth. The fruit of my loins, my son Kevin, is on his way to the Islander game with a bunch of his friends. So we'll talk about that when we come back.
Think
Stay
they have a
with us.
cooler? Think they have a cooler going?
I would almost certainly bet that they do. Coming right back.
For over 60 years, Hanson Carpet has put the customer first, providing only the finest quality products and service. And Hanson Carpet is so much more than just carpet. We also carry a wide selection of window blinds and shades, and our licensed and insured technicians can service any of your flooring or window covering needs. Browse our huge selection of laminate, carpet, linoleum, vinyl, and tile. Stop by our showroom today or visit HansonCarpet.com. No matter what your project, Hanson Carpet has got you covered.
Hey, this is Chris Jake, and if InRavio.com spots you at an event wearing this bracelet, they will give you $100.
Welcome back to the Glory Days Show with Bruce Disco here on the NRavio TV network. On our phone is a group of youngsters
Okay.
who are in a car, and I believe they're on their way to the National Coliseum. They are making their way to the Coliseum for what will be a crucial Game 6 here in the Stanley Cup playoffs between the Islanders and the Capitals. Is there anybody on the other end of the phone?
Let's go!
Where's the horn? Where's the horn beeping?
I'm on the Parkway.
So you can beep the horn wherever you want.
Yeah, come on, man.
All righty. So,
What parkway are you on? Southern State?
I'm on the Meadowbrook.
Meadowbrook. You're almost there then. Okay.
Yeah, we're almost there. We're passing M5.
all right. Now
So,
let's
is
let's
there,
all.
is there a cooler in the car with you?
There is a cooler in the car.
Is it inside the car or in the trunk?
It's in the trunk.
What is in the
Oh, good.
cooler?
Beer and burgers and hot dogs and buns.
What is the beer of choice for the younger generation?
Who we got? I don't even know. What do we got? What do we got today? I think we have Bud Light and Coors Light tonight.
Okay. Now, of course, you're going to be drinking responsibly.
Of course, always. Safety first.
Safety first. All right. Now, you guys obviously are all Islander fans, and you sound kind of excited. One at a time, though. What do you think's going to happen in today's game?
We're gonna play hockey.
All right, we
I
have
think
comedians in the
they're
car.
gonna win. It's gonna be a close game, but they're gonna win because they have to win.
Well, just because they have to win doesn't mean they're going to win. What do they need to do differently today, other than not get run over, than they've been doing the whole series?
Well, they could shoot the puck.
Shoot the puck more. Okay.
They had 43 shots in the overtime game they lost.
Yeah, but take good shots. So that's a power play. How many times do they have a golden opportunity, gap control power play, and they just pass it up?
Well, okay. I agree with that. They are 0 for 12 on the power play.
Yeah, power play is going to be key. They got to score. Defense needs to be tight, which is going to be interesting because I don't know who's playing defense. Reinhardt's probably in. I don't know if Kulak is going to be in. Because I don't know if DeHaan is back.
DeHaan may not be back. That was what I heard this morning.
Yeah, because if DeHaan's not back, I imagine it'll be Donovan or Kulak.
Goulash. Yeah.
No, they. I really think that it's not so much how they start this game. I think the problem has been finishing games.
That's
Yeah.
true. They get worn down. They're just not as big a team.
They play a real good 57 minutes of hockey.
Well, so far they're 1-0 against the Capitals in day games.
Well, that's a plus.
That's a positive for sure.
Maybe because their guys are so big, they don't get as much sleep.
He's the Coliseum.
You there?
Oh, you're pulling. Are there a lot of people there?
I don't know. We just got off the Parkway.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we're just trying to gauge. I mean, it is only about 10 to 11 here in the East. You are still more than 3 hours, almost 4 hours away from game time. Do you have just one cooler full of beer?
We have one cooler full of beer. Yeah. Plenty of beer, though.
Oh, glad to hear that.
That's fine. Yeah, we're past a lot of people here already.
All right, good for you guys. All right, so so I want each one of you to slowly and loudly give me a prediction for the game.
All right. Tom, you're up first. All right. I'll say Isles win 3-2. Nielsen finally gets the first point. And that's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Next guy.
All right. Madonna. I think it's going to overtime 2-2. Hopefully Islanders will file something. I don't know. I'm going to say Isles win in regulation 3-1. John Tavares has 2 points.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, the captain's going to step up tonight. I'm going to agree with Kevin. He's going to have a good game. He's going to do some stepping up from Nielsen, and we're going to see a good game and win 3-1.
3-1. Okay.
So every one of you thinks the Islanders are going to win.
That was one guy that said hopefully. I don't know who that guy was.
All right, we're going to ask Sammy Stone what he thinks.
Okay.
Sammy Stone,
Yo,
tell me the future.
sure, ask away.
Will the Islanders beat the Capitals today?
I'm busy now.
He's not giving me an answer.
I'm thinking, yeah. I did that already.
All righty, fellas. Listen, enjoy the game.
All right.
Drive responsibly, drink responsibly, but have a good time.
And just now, since you're there, just for our listeners and our viewers, give me the beep.
All right, hang on. We just got here.
I don't care. Give me the beep.
Yeah, no, I'm giving the beast. Her name. Give him the beast.
You can beep while you.
There we go.
There you go. All righty, guys. Thanks. All right, guys. We'll talk later. Have fun.
Thanks. All right, bye-bye.
All right,
guys.
Bye-bye.
All righty. Oh, that went worse than I thought it would.
It wasn't that bad. It's too bad they weren't
there.
inside the parking lot already.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll take it. All righty. We're almost out of time. We're going to take a short 2-minute break, and then we'll come up and we'll come back and we'll wrap up for the weekend. Stay with us.
For over 60 years, Hanson Carpet has put the customer first, providing only the finest quality products and service. And Hanson Carpet is so much more than just carpet. We also carry a wide selection of window blinds and shades, and our licensed and insured technicians can service any of your flooring or window covering needs. Browse our huge selection of laminate, carpet, linoleum, vinyl, and tile. Stop by our showroom today or visit HansonCarpet.com. No matter what your project, Hanson Carpet has got you covered.
Hey, this is Chris Dick, and if InRavio.com spots you at an event wearing this bracelet, they will give you $100.
Welcome back to the Glory Day Show with Bruce and Disco here on the InRavio TV network. So, what did we learn today?
We need to do better time management when we have some of our guests in here. We missed Pete altogether, and we caught your son not quite in the parking lot yet.
You know what I learned? I learned that youth is wasted on the young. We should be in that parking lot right now.
We should be.
At 11 o'clock, 4 hours before a hockey game, with a couple of adult beverages.
Of course, we would have a little problem going out tonight, I think, if we did that, you know.
Well, you know what? I always felt that the night that the day that the Islanders won their Stanley Cup.
Yeah, the first time.
First time. That was the day I realized that my wife, woman that eventually became my wife, that was the night I realized she would be my wife and I would marry this woman.
I remember hearing the story many times, but please tell me one more time. For the viewers out there. Okay.
The day that the Islanders won the Stanley Cup, I went to, with your brother, you guys had already left.
Well, we already talked about that. Yeah, we were playing softball.
You were playing softball at Eisenhower Park.
Yeah.
So we said, after they won the game, we were jumping up and down. We didn't know what to do. So your brother said, let's drive and go find you.
Yep, Mr. B.
So I don't remember what way we went, but we wound up getting stuck at a light, and there was a gas station. And I suddenly remembered that in less than an hour, I was supposed to pick up my then girlfriend, and we were going to a high school. She wasn't in high school, but we were going to go to her old high school to watch a talent show.
Right.
And I called her in a fairly inebriated state and said, I'm not going to make it. And when she didn't dump me,
Yeah.
I knew she's the girl for me. So, that to me, that to me was the ultimate thing. And
That's
to this
the beauty
day,
of the Stanley Cup.
to this day, as much as I love you, honey,
Hockey comes first.
hockey always comes first. And I always thought I made a mistake
Yeah.
that my wedding anniversary, which is May 21st, was always in the middle of the Stanley Cup Finals. Of course, the Stanley Cup Finals have moved to June now.
Right, that's right.
But here's the thing. We started dating the year the Islanders won their first Stanley Cup.
Okay.
We got married 3 days after the Islanders won their last Stanley Cup.
Okay.
So you tell me. I should have never married her. I should have just continued to date her. And who knows how many cups the Islanders would have won. It's a good thing that my wife does not watch this show.
I feel the same way most days, and I can see why you feel that way today.
Are we out of time here? Oh,
One minute.
we got a minute. All right. So, at any rate, good luck to the Islanders today. Good luck to the Mets today. You guys are really, it's really what we're going to need.
That's right. That's right.
Are you going to be watching both those games today?
Yeah, like I say, I'm going out too, but we're going out, I think, later, so I'll be watching both games in the afternoon. It'll be fun.
All right. Thanks to our producers, Kyle Melnick and Bonnie Schultz, for all their hard work and making us look so good out there. We know that you guys will be watching those games today, right, Kyle?
Oh, yeah.
Kyle saying
We're
that.
after he figures out the percentage of teams that won Game 7.
Yeah, we're still waiting for that, by the way. Next week, we'll have that answer for you. If the Islanders get to a Game 7 and win the Game 7, I promise you I'll have that.
Okay. It's a deal.
And if I don't have it, I'm going to make it up. All right, thanks again to Chuck and Bonnie for putting up with this nonsense week after week. Thanks to Kevin and his friends also
that's right.
for being good sports with us. And hopefully they have a good time today. Thanks, of course, to you guys, our loyal viewers. And don't forget, you can check out the Glory Days on-demand page at www.inravio.com to watch any of our past shows or any of the other great shows here on the InRavio TV network.
We are launching an investigation to see who mangled up all those microphone
Yes,
wires,
whoever
though.
the show is before us, you're in trouble. Next Saturday is the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can have our horse maven from the Windy City, Jerry Schwarzman, give us his fearless predictions. And good luck to the Islanders tonight. Hopefully next week we'll be talking about the Islanders and the Rangers.
That would be fantastic.
Instead of just giving a post-mortem on the Islanders season. Have a great weekend, everybody. Stay safe. See you next week. We'll see everybody next week.
InRavio.com. InRavio.com.